Hello friends, welcome to the series of lectures on digital marketing and e-commerce. I am Dr. Suchita Vishwakarma, Assistant Professor of the Department of Management, School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. Today we are going to talk about using Google Analytics and other social media analytics tools. In all my previous lectures, we have understood how the marketers do various kinds of practices, do various kinds of marketing activities in order to reach to their customers, in order to increase their visibility, in order to engage more customers, and in order to provide do sales and do revenue generation for the company. Now, over here you need to understand that anything which is measured will obviously helps to enhance the productivity and the efficiency. So, Google Analytics is basically one of the tools, or rather I will say analytics is one of the tools which helps the company understand that how they are performing. Analytics is basically a statistical tool through which the company tries to monitor and understand that on what various parameters or matrix they can understand that how they are doing, what are the different activities that they are doing, whether the customers are liking them or not liking them. And so, analytics is basically one very useful tool which is a must for all the organizations, because if you are not keeping a track on what you are doing, then probably there are chances that you will not have a competitive edge and you will get lost in the competition. So, Google Analytics is one such platform or one such tool which helps the marketers do so. So, let us understand more in detail about Google Analytics. So, let us understand it. Google Analytics is basically a service provided by Google for generating statistics related to website, and it is a very comprehensive and very elaborate kind of technique which helps you as a marketer to provide a in-depth understanding and a look about the website and application performances. That means, it is not restricted to websites only. One can have track the performances related to their apps also through Google Analytics. Google Analytics integrates Google's marketing and advertising platform also. So, that means, this particular tool works in collaboration with the marketing activities and advertising platform. So, you do not need to run it in isolation, and so you can track your performances on a real time basis. And this particular tool was available since August 2006. So, from 2006 this particular tool is being very popular and is being used by the companies. And this tool has two versions, one is the free version and one is the paid version. Obviously, the paid version has lot of advanced a technique also in it, which can be used by the marketers, and the later one, that is the paid version, is called Analytics 360, while the free version is also available, which also has very useful tools into it which can be used by the marketers. Now, let us understand that what Google Analytics does and how it helps the marketer. First, it tracks online traffic. That means, if any company is interested in knowing that how many people are visiting to its website or the applications, then this particular tool, Google Analytics, will help you track online traffic, and it will also help you track that what is the time spent, what has been the time spent by the individual unique visitor in your particular website. Then it will also help you understand user behavior. That means what are the different activities that an individual is doing on your after coming to your website is very important. Whether they are reading the information, where they are looking for certain products, whether they are searching or comparing it with another among the 2-3 products which is available on your website, or comparing with the competitor's product. So these are the various kinds of activities. There are obviously many more also. So, the various kinds of activities can be tracked up by the Google Analytics, and the company can get benefited by understanding that how the customers are behaving. Then Google Analytics also help you track offline or online visitors also. That means if a person has visited your store offline also and has visited your store online also, your website online also, then what is the ratio and such kind of things. Then it also generates lot of data and customizes and provides you interpretations, informations according to your requirements, according to what you are looking to know. So it provides you not only the data but also the interpretations of it. Google Analytics also improves online advertising with marketing analytics, because if I am tracking a particular campaign on a regular basis, I will be able to remove the problem areas, if I will be able to increase the reach, I will be able to engage more people. So it is very beneficial in improving the advertising campaigns as well. Then GA is also useful to improve the search engine optimization and content marketing, because if a individual, if a marketer knows that what are the keywords which are more popular, what is the content that are liked by people, what is the content which is not liked by people, or is there which is redundant or so. So, such kind of information can also be provided by Google Analytics. Then it helps in tracking the conversions. That means out of the various number of visitors, how many leads were generated, what has been the conversion ratio, and such kind of things is also possible through GA. Then you can also find your target audience. You can also, I mean, by the use of GA, the Google Analytics, you can also understand that what is the type of people, what how their behavior is, and then you will be able to understand that what your target market is, whether you are targeting your product to the right set of customers or not, and accordingly you will be able to improve in the STP process also. Then it will since the Google Analytics is not very costly, so obviously you will be able to have lot of performance matrix, and will have a better understanding about what your company is doing in a very least cost, that means cost effective manner, and it improves the website's overall performance. And since it is a very easy process, I mean, using GA is not a complex process, does not needs any technical know-how or so. So, any person, any marketer can use it very effectively, and it helps you generate lot of ideas, it helps you understand the intricacies of the statistics, and helps you generate ideas that what are the nuances that can be added up according to your customers by understanding your customers preferences and so. And obviously GA is one tool that can even be used for e-commerce platforms. So, if you have a e-commerce platform, you will be able to understand that how the your customers are behaving, whether they are purchasing, not purchasing, what is the kind of reviews, and every detail about it. So, this is what is the what are the tasks of GA. Now, for having a Google Analytics account, for starting up this tracking activity, you first need to have a Google Analytics account, and for having an account, you must understand the Google Analytics hierarchy. So, basically for having a Google Analytics, you must have a different level of accounts. The first is the organization account. The organization account is basically the account is a one single account for your organization. That means, if I am a company, I can have one organization account, and within my one organization account, I can have multiple user accounts. That means, I can allow the marketing people, the finance department, the operations department, the other departments also to have different accounts, and they can also track within my single account, they can also track informations related to their functional area. So, I can allow different accounts to be opened within my organization's head. Then there are lot of properties also, that means I can allow these different users to have different kind of I can give them powers in a different manner. For certain people I can give them power only to view, for certain people I can give them powers, enable them with the power to change informations also. So, there are different view options which are allowed and allowed to different kind of users. So, let us understand more in detail. Let us have a look of this particular account. So, this is one Google account and within one organization account there are different Google accounts. One is the for one individual for sales, then for marketing, and then is the third person also from the marketing, and these are the different personal IDs which are created. For example, Liz personal IDs, Liz Teams account. So, Liz is basically a person who wants to have one account for himself, and then he also wants to have one account for his team, so that he can track the individual performances of the team as well. Then you can give various properties also, that what are the different kind of activities that will be performed within this particular account, and similarly what are the different activities that will be performed under team account, and the various view options are also provided. So, let us understand it in more detail. So, understanding Google hierarchy, the first level that we need to understand is the organization level, and it is the highest level that represents a company. And one organization has can obviously have multiple GA accounts within that organization account, and it is usually recommended for larger business, but however smaller businesses also can have multiple GA accounts into the organization's head. Then next is the accounts. Accounts level. At accounts level, at least one account level is required, because unless until you have one account within an organization head, you will not be able to empower them with the properties and view options, and there will be, that means it basically means that you do not have any user who would be using your your organizational Google Analytics account for understanding. So, at least there must be one user. And there are possibilities of assigning different kinds of properties to the different kind of users that you have. As I said, that you can have different kind of accounts within a particular organization account. So, multiple properties and different properties can be attached to different kind of accounts, and there is a maximum limit also. Every account can hold up to 50 properties, and you can give permissions of the entire analytics or maybe part of analytics to the different users, and the choice of creating new account for every property is also dependent on the organization's objectives, and adding every account to the same property is also something which depends on whether the organization wants to do it or does not want to do it. Now, property is basically an option where the the user can the head user can attach various kinds of view options to the different accounts. That means, if I have let us say if an organization has 3 kinds of accounts, the marketing account, the sales account, and the finance account. So, there are different kind of view options which can be allotted to all of them. I may allow certain 5 view options to one of them, the other set of 5 options to other of them, depending on what kind of tracking I want them to do. So, these are the view options, and then view options are basically that the minimum 2 views are required for every property. That means, every user should at least be given 2 view options, and one with a 0 configuration, that is a raw configuration, and another with a updated version. And there are various filter options also available. That means, I can revoke and again enforce the various views to a particular account, and it captures the information only about the filter and configured setting about who has applied. So, this is all about the GA hierarchy. Now, if we are wanting to have a GA account, we need to first of all also understand that how GA analytic interface looks like, and this is what the interface is all. These are the various kinds of control menus which are there, which you need to understand. Obviously, this is going to take some time, but then this is you can understand that they are account controls, report navigations, data inclusion controls, graphic and visual controls, report sharing, dashboards, and downloading and help resources. So, there are various control options which are given, and the user account can obviously decide that what are the different control options which are given to, which has to be given to different users. Now, once you have understood, gone through these different kind of the interface, then now let us talk about how to start up the Google Analytics. So, as I said that first you need to have a Google Analytics account, and for having a Google Analytics account you must have a Google email ID. So, once you have a Google email ID, you can straightforward go to Google Analytics and you can sign up. As soon as you sign up, you will be required to add certain details regarding your company's website, your industry that you are into, your business related details, and then you will be also asked to add users to it. Once you have added certain users, at least one, since as I said that at least one user is required. So, once you have added a user, then the Google Analytics will also ask you that what are the different properties that you need to assign, that you want your user to get assigned to. So, you need to assign the properties also, and then obviously you will be given certain tracking codes, and these tracking codes can be used as head tags for various at your sites also. So that wherever you attach these tracking codes, that particular area of your website will start get activated in terms of the tracking, and then obviously the reports will start getting generated. So, let us have a look of it. This is how your usual Google Analytics page, home page looks like, and as you see over here, it is start for free. The same is written over here. So, from any of the tabs you can start opening your account. Once you have pressed start your tab, then obviously you would require to do so through your Google account, as I said. So, once you have done that, then you will then, as you see, I had logged in through my Google account. So, you see it will come welcome to Google Analytics, and it will say that start measuring. That means from now onwards, from this point onwards, you can actually start adding your accounts, adding properties and other things. So, now you would be required to add the name, URL and industry of the website. So, you will be required to add user, as I said only at least one user is required. So, I added one user, and the various kind of support activities that you want to assign to this person has also to be added. Now, once you have assigned, you have added a user, then obviously there are certain properties which are required to be added. So, in the properties are basically represents the business web or application data, and an account can basically have different kind of properties. It can have maximum of 50 properties. So, as I said that that means these are the various activities that the particular user will be doing. So, the user, that is myself, I thought that I would be doing different kind of activities. So, I kept on adding the activities, the properties, and then you are required to edit or do the settings also in terms of reporting time, the currency and such kind of things. Now, moving ahead, you need to define your organization, that is what kind of organization you are into, what is the kind of industry that you are into, how many employees are there, then what do you intend your Google Analytics to do to help you in terms of your business, what are the different things. That means you can select of measure customer engagement or optimize my site or measure data across multiple devices or platform, optimize the advertising cost, increase the conversion. So, these are the various kind of activities through which the Google Analytics will be able to help if you select them. And then after that, after defining about your business organization, you will be required to add properties. So, once you have added properties, you can see this is the property setting that you will get, and you will be asked to write about to detail about your properties. And once you are done so, then you will be given a property ID. So, this property ID over here will basically is kind of tracking code which will help you track the website or the application accordingly. Once the property has been added, then obviously, as I said earlier also, that you will be asked to you will be also asked to assign the various view options that you want to be given to the different properties. So, this is how you create your Google Analytics account, and once you have created your Google Analytics account, then you can start up measuring on the various parameters. So, we should also understand over here that what are the major common parameters. So, the major parameters includes the visits, that means the traffic visits, the number of people who are visiting your applications or website. Then we have another matrix which is called unique visitors. Unique visitor is different from the traffic visit in terms, that means, for example, if I am a person who is visiting a particular website twice, will obviously increase the visit by 2 increase the number of visits of the particular website by 2, but in case of unique visitor I will remain same. That means, the same person has visited twice, thrice or 4 times will only have in case of unique visitor will only add up to 1. Then the next matrix is page views. Page views basically means that how many pages have been searched within a particular website. Then pages or visit per visit, that means if I have entered a website now and how many pages I visited today, then maybe I visit it again tomorrow, and then how many number of pages I would visit the next day or so. That means per visit what is per visit what is the number of pages that I have visited. Then average time on site, that means how much time I am spending, and whether there are any new visits of the people or not. That means that will basically help us understand that how many new people are coming up, or whether the old loyal customers are coming up again and again. So, through these kind of matrix, by understanding these kind of matrix, you can actually generate lot of reports, and these reports will basically help you understand your performance. So, we have real time reports also. There are various kinds of reports. The first is the real time report, which helps measuring activities as it happens. That means, on a real time basis, for example, right now I can check that how many people are visiting my my website right now, and then you can always verify the track code in whether it is working or not, and then you can always check the traffic when social media posts, if any social media post has been sent, then what is the effectiveness of that post and how many people have started checking it or are checking it currently. And then you can actually do a monitoring of the email campaigns also. That means, on a particular time, on a particular moment, how many people are actually opening up the email or doing a click on the particular link or so. Such kind of things are such kind of reports get generated. Then we have the next kind of report, which is called the audience report. So, basically it helps to understand a glance of the visitors matrix. That means, how many visitors are coming on, what is their behavior, what is the platform or the technology through which they are coming up, whether they are visiting your website through the mobile or the iPad or the laptop or so, then how many have the mobile access, or how many are how many people are coming through mobile, and so you can basically understand the visitors flow, and what in order to improve the visitors flow, you must take in consideration the audience report. Then we have the traffic source report also. Traffic source report basically gives you a glance of the traffic source, what are the sources from which all places they are coming up, what is the geographical location, what is the kind of demographic representation of these people, what is the age group, and so on. Then you can also have a content report. Content report basically helps you understand that what is the content that you have shared, and what is the preference towards preference of the visitors and the audience towards that particular content. So you can understand that how much time was it the content taking to upload, then the matrix, and then regarding the visual context, whether people were liking it or not. So you can have a more understanding of it. Then we have also social media analytics tools. Social media analytics tools, I mean Google Analytics is also one of the social media analytics tools through which you can also, through Google Analytics also you can track the your social media presence also. But apart from the Google Analytics also, there are various other social media analytics tools, and these are basically those which help you analyze or monitor or maybe assess your performance on the social media. So there are various of them, few of which I have mentioned over here, and I have also mentioned the benefits of few of them. For example, the Sprout Social tracks the Facebook page impressions, and tallies up with the Twitter quick links, measures the Instagram follower growth, evaluates linked engagements, assesses control performance. Then we also have Hubspot, which is basically responsible for giving the insight of the entire customer journey. That means whether how the particular customer got connected to, and what is the time spent, and how long that customer has been there, and what is the kind of profit or revenues that the customer has given to us, or and such kind of things. Then we have also Tap Influence, which helps understand or track the influencer marketing campaigns. Then we have Buzz Sumo also, which helps us I mean tracks the performance related to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, etc. Then there are Snap Lists, which basically helps analyze the performance related to Snapchat and Instagram stories. Then we have Correlate, which basically helps empowers business to understand the products scores and more clicks and sales in terms of Instagram. So it is again specific to Instagram. Then we have Keyhole, which is again for Twitter and Instagram. We have Short Track also, which is basically a content analytical tool. And then we have Shield app also, which helps examine the performance of individual employees profile and on the LinkedIn platform. So apart from these also, there are various other social media platforms, social media analytical tools also, which can be taken in consideration by the marketers to improve their performances, to track their performances, and to improve their overall productivity. So with this, I close up my session over here. For detailed understanding, you may go to these references. Thank you.